Rafal coming to you from the Baintree Wealth Advisors office here in Scottsdale. I've got my colleague Ruby here, and Ruby and I have been spending some of the morning talking about Roth conversions. You know, as we come up on year end, fourth quarter's upon us before we know it, and it might be an ideal time for you to look at, does a Roth conversion make sense, especially with where we are in 2021 with what we assume to be tax rates as low as they're going to be as we look out into the future. Rates are most likely, we can't guarantee anything, Ruby, right? But it looks like rates are going up. So can we take advantage of the lower rates, the doubling of the standard deduction, and potentially look at moving money from pre-tax, like IRAs and 401ks, what we call forever taxed, and moving it to a Roth IRA by way of a Roth conversion? And remember, the Roth IRA is never taxed. That means the growth inside of a Roth IRA will continue to grow and defer. But when we take the money out, Ruby, that's the most important part, right? When you take the money out, it's tax-free. Plus, very important is that there's no required minimum distributions on a Roth IRA in the future. So those of you, when you turn 72 and you have a large 401k or IRA or SEP IRA, all of a sudden the government requires that you start pulling out money based on your life expectancy. So this can be a good problem to have, but it can also cause adverse tax situation for you. May even mean that you pay a penalty on your Medicare because you're over some income limits. Plus, if rates are higher in the future, what we want to look at is, can we move money now while taxes are quote unquote on sale, and move them to a vehicle that forever will be for you and your family, meaning if you pass away, that money will pass to them in a tax-free manner. So the one thing you want to work on when you're talking with your advisor or your CPA is understand the pros and cons. Obviously, it means if you do a Roth conversion, you pay the tax today. So it's pain, you're going to feel pain, short-term pain. I'm paying taxes more than I would have if I didn't do a conversion. But we've got wonderful software that allows us, and it's through Holistaplan as well as an eMoney, but allows us to, using certain assumptions, showcase what would be the long-term savings, meaning short-term pain, but long-term savings. So many different variables. We're not saying a Roth conversion, right, Ruby, is right for everybody, but what we firmly believe is that you should take a look at it, run the numbers, try to gauge things out, and make some good decisions. A lot of times just doing some smaller systematic conversions can be very, very advantageous. So if you have any questions on Roth conversions, how they may or may not fit within your plan, you can get a hold of us here at Baintree. We're here for you every step of the way. Happy planning, everybody.